which was King James, translated the scripts again, which was seven, or that's eight. And then it was translated down into the English, which is nine different translations that it went through. And if you know any foreign people and heard them speak their languages, all of those words don't translate and all of them don't mean the same.
I'm more of like a non-confrontational type of person, and I just like hated it, and it forced me to grow.
My baby is my greatest blessing, but she's also the biggest change I've ever experienced in my life.
Old lady cleaning the bathroom, and we're just like, oh, you got a maid, like you're not my roommate. She was my roommate.
I do need for him to be able to control his emotions and control himself and not just want to pop off.
I need to know that you got me. If something goes down, I don't need you pushing me towards the danger.
I don't know if it was like a big lizard or a little iguana.
It's got me.
Real?
It ain't me. We're done because I'm passed out.
Translated the scripts again, which was seven, or that's eight. And then it was translated down into the English, which is nine different translations that it went through. And if you know any foreign people and heard them speak their languages, all of those words don't translate and all of them don't mean the same. Just like certain words in Japanese or Chinese, like iPhone, they don't say the word for iPhone. They say iPhone. It's not a word for it. Because languages are, the original language was based on sound, and languages have been sealed. That means no new words in, no new words out, because the language has already been sealed. English is not a language. English is a form of communication. That's why when you look in your dictionary, you see one word and you see Latin, French, and all these different other words, all these different adjectives on the word. Oh, they telling you where it's coming from.
So, not to interrupt you, Marlon.
Three different. It's the base of three different languages. English is a derivative of multiple languages. So it's and it's generally based on the first two letters will be Latin, which would be one word, and then you could have Greek, which the first two could mean something else. You could do it with your name. You could look it up very easily. You can look up your name. You see, is like you could take the first two letters of your name, type in what it means in Hebrew, what it means in Greek, what it means in Egyptian, and then type in. This is why people named Kelly have a lot of problems. They usually have a lot of problems with men or something because Kel, K-E-L, means a war. That's a cipher for war. Okay, that's why people named Kelly generally have a lot of issues.
So
the name is war.
So the breakdowns of the different versions and the translations was to say that I'm not getting the true word because it's gone through so many different changes, I guess, within, because it goes from language to language, that I cannot be getting the real information, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're serious about it, you need to learn how to read the original Aramaic scripts, or from the original Aramaic, or read it in another language. And most of that stuff comes out to be different. There are extra words in there, which changes the meaning. It's a lot, That's why I said study it for yourself. Go in and study it, and don't take what nobody else say. Go in and study where it came from. What are these words? What do they mean? And then whatever truth you come across.
But it would probably be closer to your truth, right?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, not necessarily. No.
for you. But for me, I don't know, Mr. Aramaic or whoever is what I believe. And I hear you saying repeatedly, study for her to study. I'm a Christian as well. Honestly, I'm a very simple person. So for me, yes, I read the Bible. It doesn't matter how many times it translates. What I read lines up with how God has impacted and did things in my life. So I have real life facts for me. So it's just whatever people believe. Like if you got facts that, you feel like, okay, well, I've manifested this. Well, I have proof for me, God has blessed me, or I had enough faith that he changed these situations. So I can tell you time and time again, different examples of how God has impacted my life. So regardless of how it translates, what I read, what I understand, what I learned in church, it lines up with how my life is and how it has been. So it's not really, I think sometimes when people are, and not saying you technical, but I know you use a lot of words, which I don't understand those words, some of them, but Google them.
Okay.
But for me, it's like, sometimes you don't have to study what is already there. It's like, you just kind of know, like how you say with energy and stuff like that, and how energies, sometimes your faith, your religion, or your spirituality, it's just there. You just kind of know it. It's like you said before, your mom walked in the house, she didn't know, but she knew something was different. So for me and the God that I serve, I just kind of know. Like, I know God did it. If he did it then, he can do it again. So, and I feel like the conversation is for a reason. It helps me to understand where someone else is coming from. But like how I said, like for me, it's just, I don't like to debate religion because you're not going to convince me otherwise. And it's just, for me, I do try to be a little bit more respectful when people are talking about what they believe, because it is a little sensitive subject all around. Because it's like, even though people say, well, I don't want to, convert you, change you, or whatever, if you listen to some of the wording, it's like you almost saying what you believe is wrong. And so,
right. And there's like proof to it, and it's been jumbled around so much that you will know that it is not true when you come to the ultimate ending, and you'll see that the information I have is based on something profound or something. I don't know. When there's evidence to support both, it's just whatever I think really resonates with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all to be respected.
Yeah, I agree. But I went to church, and I know what most Black people talking about. So to me, what the God that you saying and the God I'm saying, I'm like, yeah, we both thinking about the same thing. I agree. But I'm just saying, if you want to know more about the religion, about Christianity, then you should look into it for yourself, where it came from. If you want to know. Now, some people not interested in that. They don't care. They know what they believe. And, I agree. So, I mean, you're not interested.
But it sounds like you don't, though.
You're not interested. Oh, no. Yeah, I do. I don't think nobody that's not interested in that should go off stuff, because it's only going to be, if you're not interested, you already know the God you serve, what you believe. To go off and go to doing that, it'd only be confusing or frustrating or something. You wouldn't. It's not something that you should do. I agree. I mean, it's not. There's no point of doing that.
Or sure.
I'm just saying, if there's something you're curious about and you really want to know,
I know.
It's just something you're curious about that, then you should study it. Instead of taking somebody else's word of what they say.
Again, I think Shanita gave a prime example of the fact that she has experienced these things in her own life. It's not just about what she's read. And she gave the example of how your mom, she didn't have to read anything to know when she walked in her house, somebody was there. It was deep down in her spirit, and it was fact, right?
Yeah. I agree with that. A lot of people, yeah, I agree with that.
So what if she said, hold on, let me go study to see what I'm feeling? Is it somebody in this house? She didn't have time to study. It's like you had to go on what, like you, like Takai said, what was deep down in her spirit at that moment. So, people change, people, study things and learn, hey, this is what's better for me. But at the end of the day, everybody have to answer to whoever when they time comes. But I'm confident enough to know I'm answering. And so you about to say something?
No, I was really just laughing at you. But really for me, how I see it is that I see it like we're all evolving and that we're all making whatever we believe more personable. And I think that's the key, is to be personable and have a specific relationship and not go with just what it's supposed to be. Because as I'm growing, I see that people are no longer with traditional things and they're making it, they're like, really, they're not even going with what's tradition. They're going with, let me have a personal relationship, and it's not going to fully align with what I was initially taught.
Yeah.
They are still like holding on to what they feel is true, but they also are like changing to go with things that are not part of the
traditional Christian umbrella. Like, I mean, there are so many examples. Church is so different now than it even was when I was a little girl, right? And everything that I've heard in church, I know is not true. And everybody who goes to church, I know is not a Christian. You know what I mean? Like that's just fact. And so yeah, it's like what you said, Crystal. You have to like build your own relationship with whatever it is that you are, whatever it is that speaks to you, whether that's God, whether that's spirit, whether that's whatever whether that's the Illuminati, whomever, your business. But again, yeah, you have to connect with the thing and however it best suits you in your life. And everything is, I'm not Christian because I saw my mama was Christian or whatever, or my grandparents, took me to church as a kid and all of that. I'm Christian because, like Shanita said, there are certain things in my life that have transpired that have brought me to this conclusion for myself.
Yeah. And that's a good point too, because I think I hear so many people always saying, oh, I ain't going to church because, I see how these people act, or I see what they do, or they live in double lives or whatever. So they run from one religion because they feel like, well, I don't like how this person acting, and they say they're a Christian, so I don't want to be that. But it's going to be the same with anything you do, because just like y'all was saying earlier, with the spirituality, you got so many people that are saying, oh, I'm spiritual, but they acting totally different, and y'all don't go, you don't agree with what they are. So I just feel like no matter what it is, it's gonna, next year or the next 2 years, it's probably gonna be, what did you say, the right Arabic?
It'll be something else. Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be something else. But a big secret, basically, the Christians that's really serious about it and that really believe in God, and really the ones that ain't faking, we all gonna end up in the same place. You're gonna look up and I'm gonna be standing. You're gonna be like, how you get here? I thought you was on some bull.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna be like, nah, I just took a different route.
I won't be looking up.
Well, look to the side. I'm just saying. If we all the people that's really serious and they believe in God, and if we're gonna end up in the same place, and you're gonna look to the side, and there's gonna be some people there. You're gonna be like, I thought you was, I'm be like, no, I just took a different route than what you took.
Hey.
So that's pretty much it. Some routes are longer than others. Some routes are shorter. But take your own route. So.
If that happens, I'm sure we're gonna have a long conversation. I'll look for the library.
There you go.
Well, I think that was an interesting conversation. Yeah, I think we've been on here for a while too. Does anybody else have any like last words that they want to talk about?
I'm good. Thank you for coming on, Marlon. This was an interesting
right.
conversation.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And if you have any comments on what we talked about, please put it in the comments below in the video. You can always hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the social media handles at The Melanated Opinion, and let us know what you think. You can always email us as well. And that's going to be it for today. And thank you so much for watching.